Sometimes things happen, like taking a sledgehammer and putting a hole in your wall. And what do? You got to fix it before your wife gets home. So the best thing to use for a template is one of her fine china plates. Take it, mark it, make sure it's big enough to go over the hole that you made, and use it as a template to mark it so that you can cut around it, and then you've got a perfect round circle to cut. Then what you're going to do is you can use a utility knife, or what I'm using here is what you call a drywall saw blade. And that'll make a cut a lot easier when you're going around a circle. But if you don't have one of these, you can use a utility knife, but you'll have to score it a little bit more. You can find these drywall cutting blades at the hardware store. They're easy to locate. But what you want to do is make a nice round circle with the saw so that you can use it to repair the hole in the drywall. It's efficient, easy, and the drywall blade doesn't cost that much. But this will cut you a nice circle that'll be even all the way around. Now take that same plate, and what you're going to do is lay a piece of drywall down and lay it flat. And you're going to mark that same circle that you just cut on the board. You're going to mark that, and then you're going to take the drywall saw, just kind of push it through the drywall. And then what you're going to do is kind of cut out the same circle that you can see on the wall there, so that will be able to go in there, and you're going to use this for the actual patch. All you got to do is kind of just hold a piece of drywall firmly, and it cuts really, really easy when you're going through the piece of drywall. So it's only going to take you a second to cut the hole as you go around, and that way you can use that piece to go in as a patch. And as you see, when you lay it up in there, you're going to have to kind of get the edges a little bit. That's a rasp, and what it'll do is it'll kind of get the outer edge of that piece of drywall so it fits in there nice and snug. Now you got to have backing in the back. So what you want to do is you can get like a 1x3, 1x4, and you want to put a screw in it so you can actually hold on to that screw when you put that in the back side of the hole, so you'll have some backing in the back. See, by holding on to that screw right there and making sure you got a little bit on each side, then you can take your screw gun, put a drywall screw into it, and you're going to put one on this side, and then you're going to go ahead and put one on the other side. And because of the size of this hole, you're going to have to put one on the top, and you're going to have to put a piece of wood on the bottom also. But by putting that screw in the wood, you can actually hold it in place till you get one screw started. Now once you got the two screws on each side, then you can go ahead and back out the screws that you were using to hold the piece of wood up. And now this will give you a nice backing, so when you put that piece of drywall up there, you got something to screw it to. You want a nice flat surface when you get ready to put the drywall tape on it. And all you need is just a couple screws and each piece of the wood. That'll kind of hold this patch up here securely, and then all you got left to do after that is to tape it and mud it. Very easy. You do it like a professional. Okay, now this right here where we put that patch in there, that round patch. So what you want to do is take some joint compound and go over that. Then what you're going to do is take this drywall tape, and what you're going to do is you want to get it into the wet drywall mud. So you're going to put it in there, just kind of push it into the mud. Cut another piece. Now, be careful not to overlap it, because without having drywall mud right here, it'll bubble up on you. Now, make sure you run the tape so you covered up the hole. Now what you're going to do is take your putty knife, and you're going to put some joint compound over that tape that you just put on there. And you're going to do is you're going to kind of push that tape into the drywall mud. And what that's going to do It's going to cover up that hole. So that when you're done, you're not even going to notice that that hole was there. Now you can use a wider blade, and there's different size blades. If you use a real wide blade, you can just kind of go over it and spread that drywall mud out, and you can see how that will cover it. Now when this dries, you may have to go over it one more time with a little bit of drywall mud, let it dry, sand it lightly, and then you're going to be ready to texture over that hole. That's how you patch a hole. Sometimes things happen, you put a sledgehammer through a wall and you got to patch it. Nothing better than using your wife's dish as a template. And if you're lucky, you can get this thing fixed, repaired before she even gets home.